Okay, what's going on, people? Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. My name's Isaac Dana. I apologize if I'm kind of like groggy right now. I just woke up to some news that Grok also now has an AI preview mode inside Grok. So this is my first time actually using Grok, or maybe second. Maybe I've tested it out once. But I don't have any projects or any chats on here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use a prompt that I used for yesterday's build. If you haven't seen that video, go down in the description or back to the channel and you'll be able to check it out. But I use Google Firebase Studio to build this little cool thing here where it drops down, shows some confidence. You can pick your mood there. You can update it with the mood, save the quote, and it generates a motivational quote for you. And then you can like save the quote and then view the saved quotes, and it's pretty dope. So it's not the best, but it's okay. So we're going to use that same prompt, which is in the description of yesterday's video. And if I remember, it'll be in the description of today's video. So we're just going to copy that. And then we're going to go over to Grok and we're going to say, build an app called this. And we're just going to see what happens. Okay. That's literally live. And we're just going to go boop. And I'm going to move this over here. Actually, I'll go top with this. So initially, I guess you could just see it doing the code, but now you see up top here, there's this little preview button, which is pretty sick. So we're just going to see what happens here when it actually starts the preview. It's also building it in HTML first. Okay, so it's basically building the page for us to view it. Right, here we go. Let's see. This little thing down here is just a recording thing. Do we have to press preview or does it automatically do it? Let's try it. Not a great first start. Let me move my head over here now. Show inline. Okay. Interesting. Now, how do I get back? How do I get back now? So that's basically the page, content center, quote card. Okay, so I can see that it has generated some things here. I don't know how to get back to that page. Chat history. This is the current one here. Let's see. How do we get back here? All right, I'm going to pause this until I figure out how to get back. Okay, so I can't figure out how to open this window again. I'm just going to unpause this video and tell you what I told it. I said, hey, is the app done? Open this window in preview mode. And it says the app coded provided a functional blah, blah, blah. It told me, the next steps here, OpenAI API integration, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know how to open up the preview window again. Maybe I'm just a complete idiot, which is totally possible, right? But I just don't see an option here to open up that preview window. So that sucks first and foremost, right? And you'd think there'd be, oh, here we go. Boom, I hovered over it. Now we can collapse this. Okay, boom. So why is that not a button that's visible? It's blowing my mind. But I just found that at the same time you did. Don't know what wrap means. So maybe that means, oh yeah, I know what wrap means actually. It'll probably drop these lines down and so it won't be cut off. So we're going to hit preview mode here. And let's just see if it actually did anything, because it's telling me that it's built, but I don't actually see it. So I'm going to move my head and now I'm going to go in here. I don't know why this is showing today. I don't think it was showing yesterday. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, please show me the preview. Maybe I have an ad blocker on. Let's try if the ad blocker will make a difference. It'll refresh this page, obviously, mid-prompt there. Let's go back to the code and pull up the preview. And I thought maybe the ad blocker would help. Is it helping? Let's see, it's generating new code. So is this a second document? Kind of weird. Oh, okay, there we go. So it did it. Saved quotes, general, confidence, gratitude. Okay. And then you are stronger than you know. Keep shining. Embrace your unique journey. Now, I think my prompt said something about images, right? Let's see. The quote, one line uplifting message, soft background image that fits the vibe. Okay, so in the actual prompt, I said a soft background image that fits the vibe. There is no background image here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, please, actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try my new tool here. So I'm going to say, please update the background image to generate an image every time a new quote is generated. Oh, I fucked up. Hold on 1 second. Let's try that again. There's a new software here I'm using. It's supposed to do the type to text thing. So we're going to try this again. Please update the background image. So every time a new quote happens, there is a new image that is generated when a new quote is generated. Wait a second. No, I want that in here. Come on now. Please update the background image. So every time a new quote is generated, there's a new background image generated as well. There we go. Finally. Holy shit. All right. Please update the background image. So every time a new quote. Okay, let's see if it actually does that and just trying to find some open source thing here. Because Google was able to do that. So yeah, it's telling me that I need storage. It's telling me that I need to use Unsplash placeholders or something like that. So, and this is correct. Okay. So technically, I think Google went above and beyond yesterday and it just started providing me these images. So I don't know how it started providing these images. I can look into that later, but for now, we have the code and it looks kind of dope, you know, focus and then get a new quote about focus. Let's see if it actually works. I think that's just placeholder text, which was happening yesterday. So, oh, hold on. It's writing more code for me now. Hold on. Okay. Challenges and solutions, updated logic with dynamic background image feature. The background image changes. Okay. So I think it is actually going to use Unsplash placeholders, which is like a free stock photo generator, right? Background image list, keyword, next steps, run the index locally and confirm the background. Okay, so what I'm going to do, okay, so it's telling me to run that locally. I don't want to run it locally. So let's just preview this new chunk of text here. Yeah, see, there's images in here now. So that's cool. That new chunk of text, let's go down here, hover over this, and we're going to preview this, and maybe there's going to be a new image on this preview. Let's just take a look. We're going to preview again and refresh. And it doesn't look like anything's happening there. So this is not good, right? This is not good. It is good because but usually it adds placeholders and things like that, right? So this is a very interesting test because I had a lot more faith in it. However, I will say that it does seem to be spitting out the correct way that you should actually finish building the app. You have to have the APIs for the photos. You have to be able to call those photos. You have to be able to regen those photos. You have to be able to store those photos. You have to be able to connect OpenAI is what I did. So let me also, you have to connect OpenAI to produce the quotes, right? So somehow it has that, it had, not anymore. I got to go find the actual thing now. So there's some errors here for sure that will not make this easy or fun to use for somebody just trying to vibe code because it's not actually putting out anything that you could use right now, right? So I'm just going to go back to the original preview here. It does have a kind of cool gradient here. Maybe, did I add that? I must have added that. So when that loads finally, maybe we will see something here. Yeah, it's just so buggy, man. And just to show you, it's not my internet loading things. Oh, I don't know if I can show you. It's actually cropped off. Let me see if it says. Yeah, so it's not my internet, okay? So this server here, this is just not working, which is not good, right? Let me just try another thing here. I'll give it a benefit of the doubt here and just say, hey, so it is telling me to run it locally, but this should have a local browser. So the fact that it's not working is kind of wild. I also want to tell it to, what do I want to tell it? I want to tell it to use Grok for the images, because I think Grok does images, right? So I want to tell it to use Grok for the images and Grok for the text as well. So here we go. Please use Grok AI for the images and the text, so we don't have to integrate with OpenAI or ChatGPT or DALL-E or any other image generator. And make sure you're connecting to the Pexels API to pull in those photos as they're free photos, and you can use them because it's stock photography. Okay. Interesting. It's referencing. Okay, well, integrating Pexels API for free stock photos as a fallback, blah, blah, blah. We need to, so it automatically searched the web for this, which is really cool, because I don't think Lovable can search the web for that. I think Google obviously should be able to because it's Gemini, but I don't think Lovable does because it's using Claude 3.7. And until yesterday, they didn't allow you to search the web. So kind of wild to see this. There are some pros here. This is really dope if it actually produced it. And what I might end up doing is trying to take, I might actually try to take this code here. Okay, so I need a Grok xAI API key. Interesting. And then requires a Pexels API key. Okay. Dynamic background. Okay, so I want to give this thing a shot, right? So let's run this in preview mode real quick. It changed the background. It always changes the background, but doesn't do anything else. Oh, it's still doing it. Okay, so while it's doing that, I'm gonna go grab an xAI key, which is really weird because I'm using xAI already. You know what I'm saying? So it's not very intuitive right now. I'm gonna hit settings and see if I have an API key in there. Read web page content as pasted URLs. That's so sick. Okay. Display the message in Markdown. Yeah. Okay. Wrap long lines. Okay. Data control. Yeah. Okay. So I have to actually go create an API key. The static fallback. If you can't run the React app, modify the specific. Okay. Pexels URL and add a credit line. Hypothetical, as public documentation is unavailable. You'll need an xAI API key and the actual endpoints. Without it, the app falls back to predefined quotes and images. Okay, but it's not actually doing anything right now, right? So it's not, let's say, but right now, I can't see anything in the preview in the Grok Studio browser. It's so sick that it's using, I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble seeing the preview in the Grok Studio, but based on our reports, the issue could be, let's see what the issue could be, related to temporary glitches on high demand following its release on April 15th. So apparently this was out last night. I didn't know that. Here's how we can troubleshoot and address the issue, understanding the issues. Okay. Your problem. You can't see anything in the preview panel when trying to view motivation medicine. Server overload. Yeah, that's probably what it is. So maybe this was a bad time to test this, but we did get it. We did get a good idea of what's happening, but I don't know if it's going to be able to continue doing that, you know, because it should also be able to find, the Pexels API, and obviously I would have to have an API key for it, but it should be able to find that. And I don't think it said it could do that. It said that that information was not publicly available. Also, it was telling me that I would need placeholders. Yeah, reload. Okay, let's see. Here we go. So it's using that. There we go. See how it pulls in the image now? So this is obviously a fake image, but it's still looking better. So let's just update this real quick. So motivation medicine, we're going to go over to the code, okay? And we're going to look up motivation medicine. Okay. So you don't have to do this, right? You don't have to do this, actually. You could say, hey, could you capitalize the title, the H1 title that says motivation medicine? So I'm just going to do that, and hopefully we can watch it do that. But you could also just update it right here in actually the title. Oh, that's the title of the page, actually. So yeah, this is the H1 right here. So we're going to say, we're going to do this. Hey, could you please update the title that says motivation medicine and make it all caps in the H1, please? Okay, we're going to send that off, and let's just see if it goes into this code and just, let's see if it finds that in the H1, motivation medicine. Changes, it's going to tell you what the change is. See how it says it's in this right here, text 3x1, right here, text 3x1. So it found the line. That's really good. And then it's going to spit out the entire code again, which it didn't have to do. It could have just went in here and edited this one thing. So I wonder how many tokens this thing's using just naturally on its own. And by the way, I do not have an AI API key yet. I mean, a Grok API key yet. So this is all happening for free. Now, obviously, when you go to host this, if you want to get customers or you want to create other pages and stuff like that, then, that would be different. I do think I want to increase the difficulty of the prompt, because right now we're just creating a one-page thing, and it's just creating an HTML document with this, but it's not creating other pages, So I think I would like to have like a private area for saved quotes, and I think I'm going to update that just to make sure these softwares are building like 2 or 3 pages for me, So this is the updated thing now. It is now regenerating all of that, which is pretty nuts, for free. That's not cheap. Okay, Grok Studio file name is static preview HTML. Yes, and we can run it. Yes, blah blah blah. Report a bug on Discord. That's so funny. If the preview remains blank, report a bug on Discord, not Twitter. Oh no. What happened here? Oh, that's so ugly. Okay, so I guess you can see that this is not all the hype right now. And if you want to download the code and self-host it yourself, that's fine. But you should be able to make all these edits in preview with just static stuff. And it's really not doing a great job of that, I'll be honest. It's even crediting the person that this photo's from, which I think is dope. But you want to be able to make all these edits live in a window and have it just keep going. I'll show you how to do this in Lovable in another video, but I just saw this happen today, so I wanted to get a real live reaction to this. And you can see it was not easy to navigate at first. Like there was no preview window. If I accidentally closed that window, then I'd have to go back in and try to figure out. And I must have sat here on pause for 5 minutes trying to figure out where that was. And I turned it back on telling you, well, I can't find a preview window. And I hovered over it and found a preview. So it's not intuitive at all right now. Until you learn the software. But based on if it's competing with other softwares right now, the other softwares make it very easy for somebody that has no idea how to code to go in and start renaming things and being like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Nobody has an editor in there yet, like Lovable or Bolt or Framer and stuff. But, right now you should still be able to talk to it and say, hey, go update that headline and don't adjust anything else, right? So what I would probably have to do now is go back to that other file, restore that other file, and then say, don't adjust anything else, just go in and update that headline. And it would have been better for me if I just updated the headline by myself, but for somebody that doesn't want to type code or doesn't know where to find the code or anything like that, and I'm not an expert at all. I'm not a coder. I've just built websites in the past and have a little bit of HTML experience and CSS. So even for me, like it was easier to just go in and type that. But even for me, I'd rather just be like, hey, could you just make this button change? Could you just do this? Could you just do that? And get what I want at the end of it. I will say the positives are it is telling you specifically how to host it locally on your computer through terminal and what you'd have to install and all this sort of stuff. And it looks like it does a very good job of that because I can see when it's spitting those things out. There might be some errors there, but at first glance, it looked like it was telling me how to do it correctly because I've used ChatGPT to tell me how to do this stuff before as well. So there you have it. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch how I did it yesterday on Google Firebase Studio and got this and how it renders something every time, right? We can update the mood here. We'll update focus. It's going to have the correct URL here. Maybe not. Confidence. Update the mood. Oh, this is saved question. Sorry, it is actually doing it. I was in the wrong spot. which is a bug. So I'd go in there and say view saved. If I accidentally hit this and update with this, I would say automatically hide the saved quotes, right? And then it would just spit this out. So I think this is really, really clean. I can't wait to test this in Lovable. Maybe I do that today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to the video. Put your comments down there. Let me know what you want me to see and let me know what you want me to test. And yeah, if you want to jump on Zoom and chat about these things, every Thursday I host live Zooms and we go over all this sort of stuff. Plus the stuff I do in my marketing agency. I like to just do this stuff live and get real reactions while I'm trying to figure it out and sort it out. And if I go back in here and test this a little bit more and I have some updates, but right now it doesn't feel like it's ready for me to come back in. Maybe it's a bit laggy, so maybe I'll wait a few days before I come back in. But you know, we talk about all this stuff on Zooms. You can bring your stuff to me. I can show you what I got going on as well. And then hopefully I can help you make some money online. All right. No guarantees. This is not a promise, but think about the possibilities with this sort of stuff if you can start coding your own thing. You know what I mean? So anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel, and I will talk to you soon. Have a fantastic rest of your day.